We're back here on Extra Rounds from UFC Fight Pass. I'm TJ DeSantis. Pleased to be welcoming back country music star Michael Ray, kind enough to give us a few moments. It's been a couple years since we've last chatted. We were coming off the backside of the pandemic where things were finally getting back to normal, and it's safe to say things are back to normal. You're putting up music left and right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy how fast a couple years go, especially since the pandemic time, man. I feel like we always joke about on the road. I'm like, man, I can't tell if I did something 5 years ago or 2 years ago. Now with the 2020 is that weird time stamp. It's like, feels like it was yesterday, but also feels like it was 10 years ago. But man, yeah, everything's back to normal for us, man. I think even tenfold, man, we've been releasing new songs, kind of going a new way about releasing music because people are consuming their music different now than they were, a few years back. So, man, we just been releasing these new songs and videos to them and touring all in between. And it's been a lot of fun to be back. And it truly feels 100% back to normal, not hit and miss in some places anymore. It's good to be all in.
Yeah, I was looking at the tour dates. You got to fire your tour manager, though, Michael. I mean, you're nowhere near the UFC on any dates that the UFC's taking place.
I know, dude. I know. I think we talked about it last time. Was the good thing about pandemic was good thing. One of the little parts that you look back on, and I go, well, I kind of missed that part of it. Was at least I got to see all the fights, man. It sucks because we're on the road playing, so I'm always having to either catch up on the highlights or whatever. So, but I'll get on him. I'll get Dan Henderson to H-bomb him or something.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. I mean, if anybody's going to change their ways, an H-bomb is a good incentive to make sure they get on it real quick.
That's it.
I'm curious. We talked about your relationship with Dan last time. I saw in some notes, though, like he does karaoke. I cannot imagine Dan Henderson doing karaoke.
He puts his heart into it. I mean, he,
is that the nicest way ever to say, oh, he's not a very good singer? He puts his heart into it.
Yeah, I always joke him because, he'll say something, do something. I'm like, man, the only reason you're doing that is because I can't do anything about it.
I like it. I feel like he's got one tone for everything. It doesn't matter if it's a high song, a low song. He's got the hen tone, if you will.
The hint, yeah, the key of H.
There you go. Exactly. The new song, Get Her Back, it's available coming out on this new EP, which is called Dive Bars and Broken Hearts, the song Get Her Back. It sounds sweet at its, core, but when you listen to it, man, like this, I don't want to piss you off, Michael. This is not a sweet love song.
No, man, that's one thing I fell in love with the song, man, is it just says a lot in life of a lot of times, you get things thrown at you. You get faced with the decision of acting out or taking the more higher road and things. And a lot of times you do want to act out. That's you get hit, you want to hit back, right? Well, not all the time is hitting back always the right thing to do. And so it's just a song about, being blamed about things that weren't true, and you want to retaliate and get even, but a lot of times, 99% of the time, that's not the smart way to go about it. So I love the triple entendre of the song. I love the fact that it does get you. You see that title and you think it's some sweet love song that has a twist to it. So.
Yeah, but I think anybody that's gone through a breakup will agree that there are times you just want to get her back, and then there are times you just want to get her back. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. And that's on both sides, I'm sure, but you just gotta always just try to keep the high road on it,
Yeah, no, 100%. Props to you for making one of the more compelling music videos I've seen in a minute as well. Like it's got credits at the end of it. This could be a film. This is like a TNT drama. It's only three minutes long, but it's compelling.
Thanks, man. I got to shout out Spidey and his whole team. Our director, he really helped me. Him and I were, had a lot of meetings together, even just hanging at his house, just trying to brainstorm, how we do this. And I wanted to go back and really touch on how Travis Tritt and Tracy Lawrence and all these guys in the 90s made these videos, and they were like sequels, like the video ran into the next one, and of course that was back when the videos were really big, and now there's all this other content going on. But I go, man, it should be so cool to do that. And how do we play it? Because the song is so good and has this twist. How do we do that twist without? How do we say it like the song's saying it visually? And then we have this idea of like, wait a minute, what if someone's under interrogation? Because I've been watching these like murder documentaries or these, shows on Netflix and stuff. And I got all sisters, so my little sister's always watching them, and so I feel like everybody's watching this. Like, oh man, what if we did something where it's an interrogation scene, and he's getting blamed, but he wouldn't even nowhere near this,
Right.
Yeah, and kind of make a cool movie out of it, and we both kind of, it was funny, we both kind of had that idea at the same time but separately, and we both called each other, and I was like, man, what if we did this? He's like, that's what I was thinking. So we finally came together, but it took us a while to nail it down. But man, once Spidey and his team get it nailed down, dude, we did all that in one day.
One day, really?
One day, bro. From 8, I think we went from 9 in the morning to like 2 in the morning.
Wow, that's impressive.
And he had the first cut like 3 days later.
Get out of here, really?
Hand to God, dude, it was wild, dude. I swear to you, man. And the working on a video we filmed in one day. That's lot of amazing. That also, we would obviously like more days, I'm sure, but sure. With us touring and just the way that the songs are being released, kind of limits our time. But man, he crushes it, dude. Just really helps bring to life what craziness we have in our heads.
Well, it's kind of hard because, you talk about the 90s. I mean, music videos were everything. You would sell a record based on how good your music video was. And now it seems to be almost more of an afterthought. Like, I haven't really sat down and tried to watch music videos at all because really they're not readily available. It's not like turning on the TV anymore. You got to go and search it out. But, I appreciate the effort because I kind of want to go back to a time where music videos are a thing and not an afterthought in music.
Yeah, man, there was nothing better than getting home from school and putting on CMT or GAC or MTV or VH1 or whatever, and letting the videos play, and a lot of times, man, I feel like it allows people who are more visual learners or visual people or people that connect more visually to get the song in a whole different way. Yeah, I mean, and you're right. I mean, they're not easy anymore. Now MTV or the CMT's playing 16 and Pregnant more than they're playing.
Right. Seriously.
Music videos and ridiculousness is all that's on MTV, so you don't really see them like you used to. But that was one thing that we wanted to do as well was, a big part of my, what makes me who I am as an artist is I grew up on a lot, and not only grew up, but loving the history of those men and women that paved the way. And I really wanted to go back to that, man. Like you said, man, like it's been a while since people put out, they're not videos like when Reba made Fancy or the night the lights went out in Georgia or I Can't Love You Anymore, with Travis and like I said, those sequels and the way they did those videos back then, man, we really wanted to kind of pay homage to those guys and hopefully, make people dive into videos a little more too, because like you said, they're not just on the TV at home. I think.
I think kids today, Michael, don't even know that the M and MTV is music.
They just think Rob Beck owns it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a skateboard guy's channel at this point. I was thinking about this, and obviously you've done a wonderful job at creating your own music and writing and expressing yourself, but there's a song I kind of want you to cover.
Okay.
What do you think about a country version of Stem's Face the Pain, which is pretty much the old theme song of the UFC? I think you could add a different level to this, if you will.
All right, let me listen to that. I'll have to get back to you.
I mean, it's a little bit odd if I think about these lyrics as a country song, but sometimes weird things go together.
Hey, I'm going to give it a try.
All right. I mean, if you do that for me, I will. I'll at least buy the record. I'll buy all the records, to be honest with you.
Dude, one to you and one to my mom. She buys everything.
There you go. Who even buys records anymore with Spotify and all that stuff, man? Like,
isn't it wild that CDs are they're not even in CD players aren't in vehicles.
If you give me a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray, I don't know what to do with it. I don't own the players.
Yeah, dude, and nobody knows the stress that it was like to be driving with your knees, flipping through CDs, taking one's in your mouth, it was people think texting and driving is dangerous. They didn't know that half of trying to find that right CD for the playlist.
Oh, seriously. And then you have your buddy's truck get broke into and their entire music collection stolen because they had their flip book out there.
Devastating. world ending.
Seriously. So,
Done.
all right. The record, the EP is out June 23rd. It's Dive Bars and Broken Hearts. The song is Get Her Back. It's Michael Ray's latest. You can check it out on all the streaming platforms. And yeah, next time we run into each other, Michael, I expect to hear you doing something like this. Maybe not. Maybe we just leave it alone.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
Hey, buddy. Appreciate it, man.